Hey, what's up, everybody? Oh, week 11, halfway point of the regular season is fixing to begin in just a few hours. Sorry for the delay, Aces. Schedule's gotten screwed up at work a little bit. Had to work today, the morning shift. So I wasn't up at 3:30 in the morning, and I didn't get off at 3:30 in the morning the day prior. Anywho, hope everybody had a good week 10. I know some people that didn't. I didn't have a good week 10. I had a good week, kind of, as a whole, like as a person, but when it came to my fantasy team, not so much. No. I gotta say, it seems like they're getting better every week. These matchups are coming down to Sunday. If you have any religious beliefs, okay, fantasy baseball on a Sunday, supposed to be the Lord's Day, you will lose your religion, okay? I sat in between two fantasy baseball owners on Sunday because I knew going into Sunday that I was already gonna lose. Josh, your team just RBI run. You don't need a lot of home runs. Your people are getting on base, and the people behind them are driving them in. Just way of the game. But sitting between Eric and Ray, their demeanor, okay, switched gears. Just, man, up and down. One person got super pissed, and I felt her pain. Been there before. You go into Sunday with the lead, and you lose it all. And then you lose the matchup. You lose, and you're looking at fractions or 1 point. And you're just like, why did this happen? Their matchup, Bill and Rays. Okay? Both teams are still very much into this season. Could turn it around. And at Ray at one point, I believe, was 9-1 was the score. 34-31. She hit 14 home runs last week, people. 14 home runs. Smoke hit 4 of them. Dozier hit 2. Todd Frazier seems to be heating up. He hit 2. 14 home runs. 39 RBIs, 34 RBIs. OPB 3.50, 3.49. Of course, Bill's the one that lost that category. And it all came down to some pitching, too. Last day, Ryu and Kane just screwed it up. Cost her the win. So, again, I feel your pain. We'll get into the other matchup later on. While we're here, go ahead and get into the show. Okay, hopefully I got a crap. Wow, I'm going to have to proceed with it, but I don't have an oops for you guys. I'm looking down at my sheet of paper. I do not have an oops. Shame on me. I don't know who to put on there. So, we might get to that later. But maybe I know who to put on there. Maybe I know. Moving on. We're in 5 minutes into this thing. All right, but I do know who went stupid this week and who's gone stupid all season and who's pretty much quietly been being stupid and nobody's really saying anything right now because I think the whole baseball world, okay, this podcast comes from being inspired by other podcasts. I listen to the Yahoo Fantasy Freak Show, and now with modern technology, I am an avid listener to Buster Olney, ESPN's Fantasy Radio. So I listen to a little bit of podcasts. I gotta say, Aaron Judge, okay, he is wowing the baseball world. He is quietly, let's face it, he's other than not having a lot of steals, he's the number one baseball player in the world. We have seen him hit 21 home runs this season alone. Nobody's keeping up with this kid. And he's just obliterating the ball. Just going stupid on it. I don't know, man. And then the fact that this big motherfucker is stealing bags, like, period, is just, it blows my mind. Again, Shane, I'm sure you're going to put it in there. I don't go back really and look at how much people spent. Nick, I just now read your new team name. Yeah. Aaron Judge, man. Again, Shane, I don't know how much you paid for him. I want to say that you picked him up off of waivers, or did you buy him? I don't know. Remind me in the messenger board. Clearly, he is worth some value. And again, what everybody's saying out there in the baseball world is no reason for him not to even continue this. There is no expectation for him to slow anything down but batting average. But you pull up MLB, this dude is leading in like every category out there. It's retarded how well he's doing. So, good job there, Shane. Speaking of Judge, okay, again, he went stupid. 10 runs, 3 home runs, 6 RBIs, went batting average, or excuse me, on-base percentage of 600. Almost gave it to Charlie Blackmon, but he had 2 less hits, and his on-base percentage was a little bit lower. And I think he had maybe 1 more home run or something. I don't know. I'm not looking at it right now. So, but no reason not to give Aaron Judge the stupid of the week. And again, I don't have an oops, but I might be able to get you guys one. So, my little topic of the day is, and I know Bill, if he watches this, is lubing up, like, in just a minute. He's fixing to. I'm going to talk about more Yankees. So, go ahead and start yanking it. Okay? Nick, that was for you. The Yankees. Okay? I've always been one to look at their roster over the past few years and say to myself, why don't y'all just go out and get some geriatrics and tell them dudes, win us a championship? And then you look at the Yankees and they're always in there. It's like these dudes come in and they're like, oh, we've got something to prove. We're going to make sure. Now, again, they have one of the best players, if not the best player in baseball right now. But you look there and you're like, dang, these dudes are hot. They are on fire. And they don't really have a good pitching staff. They've only got Luis Severino that's really pitching at an ace level. Tanaka's kind of fallen off the grid, and CC Sabathia he's doing all right. I mean, he's never going to be CC of old, but the runs and the amount of power that they have on that team and what they are doing with Judge, Sanchez, and Starlin Castro is doing way better than he was as a Cub. Aaron Hicks and Matt Holliday, he definitely found his groove back a little bit. Man, the Yankees, they are obviously number 1 in the East. They're up 4 games over Boston. Sorry, Jason. But they are just putting up some ridiculous numbers, and they're a pretty decent team. And I think if you got a Yankee batter, you're probably feeling pretty good about yourself. Even Didi Gregorius, he's doing all right. I mean, they're all contributing. It's pretty crazy what they're doing over there. And again, they're going to have a few issues on the mound. But, you know, they're likely to get Aroldis Chapman back to be closing out some of these games. But Dylan Betances is not a bad person to have as the closer either. So, could it be Yankees just, they got it figured out. Something is up with them. I mean, obviously, when you make as much money as they do, you can throw around all that money. So maybe I'm just prejudicial. I don't know. But anyways, I'm done talking about the Yankees because I don't really care too much for them. Maybe because I just don't like the fact that they do have so much money. And clearly, everyone knows at this point that Ray and I went to the Braves game. That was super fun. I have not been to a Major League Baseball game, and I think this was only my second one. I want to say I went when I was 18 or 19 years old. 32 years old. So I seen the Braves play at Turner Field. Ray actually got me, it's hanging up on my wall, some dirt and a pin. I don't know where it went. A pin with some dirt in it from the field. It was a pretty good gift. And then just got to go to their inaugural season at the new field at SunTrust Park. Granted, they did not look like they wanted to be there. I mean, we sat in center field, and I saw Matt Kemp over in left field just kind of looking like he didn't give a shit. Like, there's got to be something that says to a player's mind, like, man, we suck, so what's the point? I'm not going to hustle. I'm still going to make my money, so I'm not going to work that hard to try to compete. I mean, we put Matt Whistler on the mound, and, I mean, we don't have a good pitching staff. I mean, they went out there and they spent money on Bartolo Colon. What the fuck did you guys go and spend money on that dude? Oh my gosh, he had a good year last year. Whoop-de-fucking-do, his body was probably still pushing out from all the fucking cellulite that he's got on his fat ass, all the narcotics or the PEDs that he had running through his system from the years prior. I didn't hear that shit. And then R.A. Dickey. R.A. Dickey? Really? Come on. He's by far probably the best pitcher on the staff. Oh my gosh. Fultonevich is letting him down. I don't even know who their relief pitcher is. What is it, Vizcaino or something? And of course, like, Dansby Swanson is really flaky. Freddie Freeman had every bit of, fantasy value on that team, and he's just not relevant. Sorry, I went off on a tangent. I went from the Yankees to the Braves. I hope you guys enjoyed that little stuff. Top 5 batters in our season right now. Top 5. Goldie, number 1. Number 2, Aaron Judge. Already talked about him. Number 3, Charlie Blackmon. 4, Bryce Harper. Number 5, Joey Votto. Pitchers, Max Scherzer, Clayton Kershaw, Chris Sale, Dallas Keuchel, Irvin Santana. There you go with your top 5 batters and pitchers. You're welcome, Eric. So, your team, just like most teams out there, lacking in stolen bases. It's a category. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, me being a fantasy owner, I'm not plugging in a batter simply based off of the fact that he can get stolen bases. Not doing it. I tell you who will, though. Chris. Chris will go out there, and he wants a guy that's going to just basically get him stolen bases. I know it. I know that's who he is. I'm just saying. I want to say, Chris, didn't you go out there and snatch up Malik Smith? Was that you? I don't see him on your team. But maybe that's because you didn't play him. But, yeah. Bunch of horse shit. He'll play a guy simply because of that. You want a guy on your team that gives you all 5 qualities of having stolen bases, power, can get you runs, RBIs. You want a quality guy like that. But not Chris. He'll go out there and he'll simply put a guy in there to get stolen bases. Having said that, the boy only got 1 stolen base last week. So, either way. But yeah, Malik Smith coming out there. I think he's got 7 stolen bases. He's got a pretty good on-base percentage right now. Plays in Tampa. He's got speed. Fast dude. Blah, blah, blah. So, but, having said that, I digress. So he needs some steals. Are you going to be one of those guys that goes out there, or gal, that plugs in a person just for stolen bases? You might be. Well, look no further than Cameron Maybin. I want to check him out. The last 30 days, he's gotten 13 stolen bases. Granted, he may not see as much playing time when those people that are injured come back. It'll be a while before Mike Trout comes back, so he may see some more playing time. But he's a guy that can get you stolen bases. Maybe you need home runs. Maybe you're saying to yourself, I want some power. Look no further than Hunter Renfroe. He's gotten 8 homers in the last 30 days. So maybe you want to plug him in. Get some home run power. Maybe you're like every team except Chris's that has good pitching. Or bad pitching, excuse me. Look no further than Tyler Chatwood. Yes, he pitches in Colorado. Kind of flaky, up and down. But let's face it, what pitcher is it this year? I'm just giving you guys suggestions. I'm at 60 moves. I can't pick him up. Unless you want Bryce Harper, then I'm going to want some Tyler Chatwood. I'm going to want you to pick up Cameron Maybin. I'm going to want you to drop one of your players on your team and then go right back and pick them up. But you got to watch out for all those sneaky bastards out there picking up people and then sliding in there and then putting it in your butthole and grabbing your dick. I don't know how many times people have done that all season long, and this just gets blown out of proportion this season, what me and Eric did. Oh, you picking up people for this guy that's got 60 moves, and da-da-da-da-da. Jesus Christ, people. Why don't y'all just tell Chris to do away with the 60 moves altogether? It's bullshit. It's BS. I should have infinity. The rest of y'all should have 60. Oh, man. So, last week. It's the last thing I'm going to talk about. I don't know. I don't know what it was. But guys, we almost had it. You other 10 people out there. We almost had our saving grace. We almost had our Joan of Arc. We almost had our Messiah. Nick. You are a God amongst men. Now I know, Jason, I know. We all know you tied. We all know Chris has had some close calls. Okay? But last week, it felt like we came together. And we took a stand. And we were going to say no more. Granted, we lost. But Nick, damn did your team show up. They knew what time it was. And nobody's going to take away from you. That 8th place that you're looking at right now, that ain't going to last. My team's fitting to drop like a sack of potatoes. But, Nick, you deserve this. Okay? You deserve this. I was watching that matchup with great relish. Okay, I wanted to see, and dude, when we were seeing the home runs that you were putting up, and the runs, 45 runs to his 29. 12 home runs to 9, okay. 39 RBIs to 25. Damn it, I was wanting a stolen base from Jose Altuve for you. Let's get one in there. And you see, he went out there and picked up Malik Smith. Granted, again, he didn't play him, or maybe he did, I don't know. So he could try to get that stat. Y'all think, when y'all gonna learn, people? He's a sly sumbitch. But man, Starlin Castro just threw you down some numbers. And then you got some from Salvador Perez. I mean, everybody across the board was doing something. It's like the baseball world knew what this meant to us. Then Sunday happened. Sunday. And Robbie Ray. Damn it, Chris. With Robbie Ray showing up and is just, man, he was like your best pitcher last week. .68 ERA, .90, 2 quality starts, and 23 strikeouts. Golly. And Nick, I was looking at the Jaime Garcia. Jaime Garcia, of all people. Now, granted, the Mets suck too. Man, he threw down for you. 2 games. Washington. He pitched 8 innings against them dudes. 8 Ks. He struck out more Washington Nationals than he did. He pitched against San Francisco. But not the Mets. But man, that was just, that's not right either. I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't know what I'm looking at. Because this says May 26th was the last time he pitched. That's not true. So, this thing's fucked up. It doesn't have his stats from June 6th or June 11th. What the hell? So, he pitched against Philly and the Mets. What's wrong with Yahoo? Sucks ass. Yahoo's screwing up again, just like they did the other night. But Nick, we're rooting for you. I was pulling for you. I know everyone else in my immediate family. This homeless guy I walked into. Everybody was pulling for you. And we all know that if you could have it back, something would have changed. Again, I don't have an oops. I'm going to give it to that sumbitch that beat you for not playing Newcomb. Didn't get to see that game. He pitched the first game of that doubleheader on Saturday. Went 6 1/3, 7 Ks, 0 ERA, .95 whip. Got a quality start. Again, if your team, if you didn't play a certain person, I'm sorry. Okay? Oops on me for not doing that, but oops on him for not playing Newcomb. He's got to take something. But brings me to my next point. Shane. Yeah, it was a tough matchup for you. I told you that. You knew that going into the week. Okay? You knew what time it was. Okay? We all know. I'm an idiot. Okay? Eric, he knows. You're welcome. Okay? For all those players on your team. Okay? I'll take any of them back at any time. Alright? You know my number. You know how to tweet me. Of course, I don't have a Twitter. That was a good matchup too. I was watching that one as well. Especially on Sunday. Dude, your team went off. Okay? No denying. 41, 7, 29, and I think Sunday he threw up like, 10 more RBIs? Again, pitching's a problem for most just about any team out there. But goodness, that was a good matchup, boys. Sorry it didn't go as desired from you two gentlemen, but it was fun all up until the end. Shane, it's all on you now. Your wife, she tried. She's handing you the reins. Finish the race. I know it's only week 11. I realize that. But we cannot go half the season with this sumbitch being undefeated. We have got to take a stand. If you got somebody, let's collusion this shit. You trade Shane. If you have a hot player on Monday, you trade him and you say, I don't care who you give me. I want to see you make this team proud. Make the world a better place. I'm tired of this. Shane, I don't have any pictures or I'd help you out. I don't have any relief pictures or I'd help you out.
Did you call me?
Nobody, I didn't call you. I'm just yelling at the thing. I'm fixing to sign off. Week 11. Halfway point. What are we going to do? It's a big week for some of us. An even bigger week for Shane. I love this music, by the way. I just feel like I'm motivating you. Shane. Player haters' balls riding on your back. We need you. Step in there. I'm endowing you with certain inalienable rights. You beat that fucking ass. You grab him by that beard. You shove your dick, there you go, Nick, in his face. And for 7 days, you let him know, I was a father before you, bitch. And on Father's Day, I'm taking it to you. From Monday to Sunday. Your ass is mine. Chris, it's time you die.